Folks, and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be trying to double corrupt some spark gems in order to get that elusive 2120 Val spark gem. How you do this is you look for a Doriani's Institute. This is inside of a temple, which is a league mechanic from Alva if you're unaware. And this gives you a little lens here, you can see it. You click it on the gem and there's a chance that it goes 2120. It goes 2120 Val gem, it goes level 10, 5 quality, it could brick it or something. You know, there's some different outcomes that it can give. We're obviously looking for it to not only turn into a Val gem, but also go 21. And that's why you need to use a lens, because it needs to do two things. And then you make sure that the room is open. It's going to come in at around 150C. I made my own. I've been playing the league and I've made my own temples and I've sold my own. Sometimes I got a double corrupt room that sold for 1.4 divines, and the way we did that is we've just been running Alva and getting as much temple juice as possible, creating your own temples. Again, double corrupt room, about 1.4 div, sold 5 or 6 of them. Basically, if you're going to buy one, it costs about 150 to 170C, depending on how many are listed. What I did to make it a little bit more fun for myself is I made sure that the top of the temple was also open, because that might drop something that's worth some money, or you might get a cool item. Partly the reason is I use these gloves for spark and they have the increased damage with chill, which is a temple mod. So I figured, well, whilst I'm farming these temples, I'll see if I can get a good pair of gloves or something. Just a regular spark gem, which is the one I wanted. 11.5 divs, 12 divs 2 minutes ago, and I didn't want to go and give someone 12 to 14 divines for a gem that I don't really need to play the game. It's not like you need a 2120 Val gem, they're just a bonus. And I am a little bit petty, and I thought I don't want to give someone 12 divines for something that I can do, so I'll do it myself. So I farmed some temples and I went ahead and I attempted it. So basically we got 150C times 14, and then divines are 240C, and it cost about 8 divines. And the gems, obviously the spark gems, you could include them in the cost if you want, but I just leveled them up myself, so they didn't cost anything. If you're interested, the way I leveled it was I just had an all-white bow. It cost like 10C, and then I got a mechanism quiver, and I used the new Omen of Blanching to get 3 white sockets. You don't need white sockets, obviously, I just fancied them. So yeah, so I've just been leveling up gems whilst I play. We're good to go. So basically, if we hit 1 Val Spark gem in about 14 temples, we're going to make some money. I don't know what the odds are. I genuinely don't know what the odds are. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comments below. But I figured it would be quite rare, otherwise it wouldn't be that expensive. And if I didn't get it, maybe I make half my money back from running the temples, who knows. So that was my idea. It wasn't a necessary gem, I just thought I'd go for it. So we've been double corrupting and you can now see the results. So the results that we basically had were the following. We had this as our main source of finds. We had maps and we had a few of the spark gems. Now, the big one. Did we get a Val spark? Well, first, let's just run into the currency. The currency that we made, it wasn't that great. We made about 100C, about 100 with the tome and a few bits and bobs. We made about 150C. We made 40 odd chaos from GCPs if you want to count them. A couple of awakened sextants you can sell. It was about 200 odd chaos. Obviously, because we selected with the temple, been open, sometimes some stuff dropped from like rooms and the boss, all that kind of stuff. So some of the things we got was a Mask of the Stitch Drinker. That's 120C. We got some hands. They're 40 chaos. Those were like the 2 main drops from like side rooms. We got a Coward's Chain with perfect move speed. That was about 50C. And we got some of these belts. Now, this String of Servitude, I don't know if it actually sells, Because obviously there's a certain point that when you're leveling in the campaign, you can just go ahead and buy a 160 res belt for like 5C, but obviously this has no level requirements. And so if you want to level up, this costs a divine. And people will do that because once you've got it, you can just level up loads of characters and it's more fun. And then you can just sell it back once you're done. We had an int and strength belt that was perfectly rolled, and that was about 50C. And we had an AoE belt, which really surprised me because I didn't think that these AoE belts were worth any money, but apparently they're a divine. I don't think that will sell for a divine, but maybe somebody in the comments can let me know why that would be expensive. I know AoE is a mod that's hard to get on gear, but obviously you would want a belt slot, you would imagine, so not sure about that. These are like the only two decent temple chests we got, and they're not that great. Maybe at the beginning of a league, I'm just letting you get some ideas, get your mind spinning for things to do. At the beginning of a league, something like this might not be bad. Max life, armor, the rooms, some of the rooms, like the lens rooms, we found a 2120 temp chains, 60C, and a grace, which is about 80C. We found some interesting rings, max life and cast speed, with a couple open slots, so that could be worth something. And then we got a chaos res amulet with a few attributes, which isn't the best, but it does come in at about 10-20C. If you put the dex on and the strength, you're looking at about 140C. I don't think anyone would actually buy that. Personally, that's something that I'd look at and go, cool item, I'm going to vendor it. But if I was really looking for cash, you might be able to get 50C for it. Off the actual temple boss, we got a couple of these. That's 200C. We got 2 Vial of Transcendence, and they're a little tink. They're 200C. And why they are expensive is they let you upgrade the little blue, green, and red gems from the temple, which sell for about a bit more than a divine. And then we got some gloves. Now, these gloves I found, I think I could end up using them personally. They have a double res roll with the crit chance, which you can obviously temple swap, and then they've got tier 2 fizz, armor, and an open slot for life, and I used 1 red orb and they got on nerve. These could come in a good divine. If you factor in the armor and the fact you could like eldritch re-roll, you might get a divine or 2 for them, honestly. And then we've got a magic base with tier 1 life and then the temple mod. You could probably spend a lot of time crafting them if you wanted or something, but I'm sure someone might buy them for something. All in all, we made around 2,000 chaos from the drops, which was really, really surprising because this was not at all what I did this for. I just did this so I didn't have to give someone basically 12 divines for a gem. But actually, the 2069 nice chaos that we found was about 8.6 divines. It literally broke even. And bear in mind, most of the temples I actually made, and there were a lot of temples that I sold. So the temples didn't actually really cost me anything. But even if you were to go and buy all the temples, I actually broke even. I did get quite lucky with the vial drops and some of these, but I also don't think I was particularly lucky. When you do 14 temples, you're probably going to end up with something. You know, we obviously had, if we look here, we had like some of the junk belts, energy shield, multi, attack speed, cast speed, like none of these sold, but they're always interesting to look at. In terms of maps, if we take a look, these were all the Crimson Temples I got from running the temples. Apparently they're 150C for around 40 temple maps, so you maybe could sell them in bulk for 100C, something like that. So we're up to about 9 divines. And then when it comes to the double corrupts, these are the ones that would sell. So we got a 2023. They're about 10 to 50C, honestly, depending. We've got another 2023. We've got a 2120, which is about 30C. 2120, 2120, 2120. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sellable ones. And then we also had ones that are just basically 2020 Val Sparks where nothing happened, and I'm sure you could sell them to somebody. And then the creme de la creme, it happened. Have I done it? Have I done it? Yes! Fucking come on. Let's go. We got a 2120 Val Spark gem, which was fantastic. We got it on about our 8th temple, and I was tempted to just sell and not bother and just say, wow, I've made money, boom, sell the rest of the temples. But for the video and for a bit of enjoyment, because I've not posted anything on the channel in a while, I ran the rest of the temples. So obviously this is about 10, 11, 12, whatever day divine, whatever you look, it changes. Let's just call it 10 divines. So we've basically made about 19 divines. And for me, it cost probably 5 divines to do this. If you bought all the temples, it might be 8 divines. And so we definitely made profit. And it was quite fun to do because, yeah, you're just clearing the rooms out. I fully cleared all the rooms. And, yeah, we got some cool drops. And okay, mate. Oh, it's content in it. Cringe. You know, I actually got excited there because the last time I got a Worm's Mole, it said something like, this could have been a headhunter, but this fucking thing said your head will be hunted, and I was like, wait, hold the fucking stereophonics. What an absolute little fucking bastard, mate. I genuinely didn't want to act too surprised, but I thought I had a headhunter there for a moment. Because look, the last time I opened one of these keys, it was one of these fuckers, mate. Not, but even without it, we pretty much broke even and we had a good time, and that's really all that matters, isn't it? So yeah, I think it was pretty successful all in all. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you did, leave a comment and a like. Maybe consider subscribing. We're trying to get to 13k. And yeah, we've just been playing Spark, basically. We've made a really cool wand, helmet, Next thing is probably I'm trying to get an Ashes, maybe. But yeah, I've had a good time with farming the temples. Maybe it gives you an idea to give it a go, do something a little bit different. Yeah, thanks for watching.